I received what's called embargoed document early this morning, and it was embargoed until about 2 hours ago, and so we've spent the last 2 hours trying to go through it and understand what it says, and it's from Tulsi Gabbard, and it is explosive document, and you're going to understand how important this document is in just a minute. And I'm going to show you tonight on chalkboard. I'll lay all of this out on a chalkboard tonight because it's hard to follow just by talking about it.
Yeah, it would be helpful to have the chalkboard. And by the way, if you can also get the exact documents online, glennbeck.com right now.
Yeah, okay.
So before you go on to the new information, though, I'm trying to see if I traced this back correctly.
Yeah.
So before the election, Trump there are these accusations against Trump, which are in the Steele dossier, that everyone has inside the government, and they have already said there's nothing here, right? These are discredited. They then have a very surprise election result. So they were not planning on necessarily using this. They didn't think they had to.
Yes.
But then they lose the election. And now, afterward, they are trying to think about how to thwart Donald Trump as he becomes president.
Get him out of office, or at least just shut him down.
Shut him down. They are planning on releasing a PDB to the president, which would be on record to everybody, including Trump and Flynn.
Yes.
That says nothing there with the Russians. There's nothing there.
Electronically.
Nothing there. And they then are, before that comes out, Obama or...
Obama.
It was Obama.
No, it was Obama. It's on record.
And we have it. Okay.
We have a document
that he said, "Look, let's delay. Let's have a meeting first. Don't put that in writing." Okay.
Right.
They have some meeting. They decide in that meeting that they are going to present this instead as actually the Russians are trying to help Trump. And the evidence for this is the Steele dossier.
Correct. Which they all knew had been discredited, or it would have been released earlier.
CIA and FBI have problems with this. They express those issues in writing and say, "Hey, this is
what new information?
What new information do we have?"
Right.
In writing, Brennan says we don't have any new information. We're moving forward anyway. This is what the president wants.
Correct.
That new briefing finds its way into the New York Times the next day, right? Yeah. From quote-unquote intelligence sources.
Probably Brennan.
Lays the groundwork for everything that happens after.
Correct. Okay. So now, Obama says yesterday that, there's nothing here. There's nothing new. Apples and oranges. You're comparing different things. Okay. Well, that all falls apart when you see what they didn't put in. Remember, what they did was they said Russia was in the bag for Donald Trump, and he's going to be a puppet because they have so much dirt on him as found in the Steele dossier. Okay? But here's what we did have. And this is the released memo. You have to read, just for history, you have to just look at it, because there's probably only 25 people in the world that had seen this document. Okay?
Before today.
This document, there are only 5 paper copies. It is so top secret that it was not allowed to be put on any kind of digital format. And it was all kept in the highest level safe. Okay? Donald Trump saw it at the end of his administration. This is the document that he said, I want that released. And then they didn't release it. Remember, on his last day, he's like, I want this I declassify it and I want it released. And then after he left office, they didn't declassify it and they didn't release it. And it is also most likely the document that they were looking for when they went to Mar-a-Lago, because that Mar-a-Lago raid made no sense. This happens all the time. Every president, as you saw with Joe Biden, 3 days later, he had stuff in his garage that was top secret. They were looking for something in particular, and what they were looking for is this document. This document now is at glennbeck.com, released 2 hours ago. This is the highest level of top secret we have. So what's in the document? The document details SVR, which is the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, and the reports from 2016 from Russia about the hacking of the DNC. Remember, they were hacked and nobody could figure out who hacked them. And there was never anything about it. And everybody was like, what? That's no big deal. No big deal. Why was that no big deal? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody seemed to care about it. It was like, really, no big deal. Well, in this report, it shows it was a very big deal because out of that hacking, the Russian Foreign Service, at least this is the information they got from intel on the Russian Foreign Service, that they had the intel now that Obama and the Democratic leaders were, and I'm quoting, extraordinarily alarmed about Clinton's health, calling it a potential serious negative impact on her chances. Type 2 diabetes, ischemic heart disease, deep vein thrombosis, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Plus, listen to this, I'm quoting, intensified psycho-emotional problems, uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression, and cheerfulness. That last one is, I mean, I would have said this has no credibility at all. I've never seen her cheerful. She was also, according to the intelligence that they got from the Russians based on the DNC hacks, she was allegedly also on heavy tranquilizers every day, obsessed with power and afraid of losing. Russia also knew about the alleged secret meetings where Clinton allegedly offered State Department favors to religious groups for campaign support. Ethical scandals galore, including pressure on the FBI over her email probe via high-ranking DOJ official. Russia had all of this. And then we had the Steele dossier from a discredited FBI source that said Russia has pictures of him giving golden showers. Now, they are saying the Steele dossier, which they had already discredited. Obama says, go back. They said, we have no new information. Go back and use this and show that Russia was trying to get Trump to win. He was trying to help Hillary Clinton lose because he had all this dirt on Donald Trump so he could be a puppet. But the facts show the exact opposite. Now, does this sound familiar? This is what the left always does. Whatever they're accusing us of doing, they're doing. The Russians actually had all the dirt from the DNC hacking, or at least we believed they had it from this official Russian report, that they had all the dirt on Hillary Clinton. Now, if Putin was really trying to win, why wouldn't he drop these nukes? Why wouldn't he have pushed these things out? Instead, they seek milder stuff. And they are trying to undermine democracy overall. They're trying to split us. They're not electing Trump. They're trying to divide us. They think Hillary Clinton is going to win, and they think that this is going to be good for them because they have all of this stuff. They're also, according to sources, they're also kind of afraid of her because she seems unstable. Okay. So what does Obama do? He says that Russian actions showed they have a clear preference for Trump, but they admit all of the reports from Putin's advisors warning a Trump win could mean a Republican Congress hostile to Russia. Remember we said Donald Trump he's stronger on Russia than any president has been since maybe Reagan. What are you talking about? He likes Russia. He's really strong against Russia and compared to anybody else. Remember, Hillary Clinton was like, I'm going to do a reset. The Steele dossier is then being shoehorned into this document as additional reporting on Putin's intentions. Despite the CIA vets who are going into Brennan's office on the record, we have documents proving that they went to and said, you can't do this. This is DNC opposition research, unverifiable hearsay, fabricated claims, regurgitated media stories. You can't do this. Steele has been fired from the FBI because he was lying to the FBI. And you can't, you're going to misrepresent it as legitimate intel from an FBI source with a layered network and admit all bias, all the payments, all of the sub-sources that are unknown and unvetted. And we are going to also not include the stuff that we know they have from the DNC hack about Hillary Clinton. Brennan's response to his team is, yeah, but on Donald Trump, doesn't that ring true? Well, no, that's not facts. That's an opinion. That's advocacy. Doesn't that ring true? That's not the way. And they point this out. That's not the way. That's a violation of how we do intel. So, Obama orders the new guidance, limited coordination, no broad peer review at all, and to publish before Trump takes office. This is a coup. This is a lie. This was all manufactured. Now, Obama denies all of it, but today, only 5 copies existed, only in paper, and they were all in the most confidential safe of the United States government and released 2 hours ago that show all of this. So why hide the part about Clinton? If you were actually doing something, you could say, we have this from the Steele dossier, but we also have this that we know Russia has on Hillary Clinton. But they don't do that. Instead, they say Trump's a Russia puppet and completely leave out that what they're really wanting is to be the puppeteer of Hillary Clinton. It's all released today. You tell me, does this matter? Does the president, the former president of the United States, instructing the CIA to change course, to allow them and encourage them to leave out really important facts, use something that had already been discredited, and then within a few hours, before any of this had been done, start a whisper campaign and leak to the New York Times that CIA officials are now looking into some pretty serious charges about Donald Trump? This was planned and coordinated, and it goes all the way to Mar-a-Lago because this is the document they thought he might have. They had to get rid of this document. They did not want him to release this document. But don't worry, if we get it out of his hands, which he didn't have, if we get it out of his hands, well, we'll put him in jail, so he'll never be able to tell this story anyway. And DNI Tulsi Gabbard comes out today and releases this document. It's all at glennbeck.com, and we'll have the full chalkboard on this tonight.